So 8BITDO just created a budget-friendly controller that performs better than their flagship controller. Let's talk about it. Hey, how's it going everyone? This is going to be the unboxing for the 8BITDO Ultimate 2C wireless controller. So as you see, I got the controller right here. This controller is for Windows and Android. It is of course the Wukong themed controller because I actually love the game Wukong and I couldn't help myself to get this controller. So without further ado, let's open this up. So this is one of 8BITDO's budget-friendly controllers, or the new budget-friendly controller from the original basically 8BITDO C controller. And the 2C is supposed to be a major upgrade with 2 programmable buttons. If I can get this thing open. How do I get this thing open? I don't want to destroy the box. Oh man, I really don't want to destroy the box. May have to. There we go. Got it. Alright, so we're gonna open this up and see what we got here. Nothing else in the box, put that to the side. USB-A to USB-C cable, of course. Looking at this, probably 1 meter, not even 1 meter, this is like 1 foot. So, alright. Pop this open. Wait. Pop that open. Come on, wait, there we go. And it slides. Nothing else. We got a pamphlet that's probably going to teach us about the controller and how to set up the 2 programmable buttons, and oh, it has turbo mode and some other stuff. So, all right, it has a mode switcher, Android, turbo mode, and the 2 programmable button configuration. That's pretty much it. Got the dongle right here, which is right here. Unique little 8BITDO dongle. Actually, it's not unique. It's the same thing that's in those bases. The 8BITDO little bases. So yeah, that's aside. And without further ado, we get the controller itself. All right, I got it in the hands. I have to say, the 8BITDO Ultimate series is honestly one of the most comfortable controllers I ever held in my hand. It's like one of those controllers that actually got is like damn near perfect, like with the Xbox controllers and the PlayStation DualSense controllers. I like the fact that it got like that rectangular shape, but then they got the Xbox button layout, making this one of the better controllers that you can get that's really comfortable in the hands to hold. Look at the design. I really like the design of this controller. The fact of the like Wukong red fire, the black and red, this thing is a sexy controller. It's cool. It's not the, I don't know why, I was expecting a little bit more. I thought it was like, if like there was like red flames that would go around here, or a red LED going through the controller, this would have been cool, but no, I'm okay with this. The joysticks do feel fine. 8BITDO definitely has upgraded their D-pad with it's more of a clicky D-pad, but still has that nice roll to it. The ABXY they're good. The buttons actually stick out quite a bit from the shell, so it's easy to press, and yeah, it's not bad at all. They're not mechanical keys, they're just regular membrane buttons, but they do feel nice. Joystick's fine, start select. Looks like you got your share button, mount button, guide button, that feels good. LB and RB are decent. Left trigger, right trigger. Got a nice little resistance to it, I actually like this. And the 2 programmable buttons right here. The 2 programmable buttons, I actually do like it when they have 2 programmable buttons like this put like right underneath of the LB/RB. So this actually is like really good for like first-person shooters and other games. Most of the time, some people like to make these like 2 programmable buttons like the left trigger and right trigger to get that like button input. For me personally, I like to switch this to X and Y, so that way I can always reload and change weapons on the fly. So that's actually pretty nice. Looking at the back of the controller, of course, Black Myth Wukong, great game. You should definitely play it. Looks like it has two modes, the 2.4 gigahertz model and a Bluetooth portion. I wonder if it does X input on Bluetooth, which is actually a really good question. Let's see. Do you do X input on Bluetooth? There is nothing in this pamphlet that talks about switching between basically D input or HID mode and X input mode. So yeah, I don't know. I guess this could be possible that Android mode may just be D input mode or HID mode. So that's unfortunate. No X input mode for you with the Bluetooth connection. I was looking forward to that. But yeah, without further ado, I guess hook this up to my PC, play some Wukong, of course, 'cause I love the game. Yeah, this controller honestly is really a nice looking, sexy controller. I love the black and red aesthetic. This is probably, yeah, this is a really nice controller to have. So, but yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Ooh. All right, guys, so here we are in Gamepad Tester. As you see, I have the controller connected right now via Bluetooth, and as you see, all the buttons are working perfectly fine. But without further ado, let's do a joystick accuracy test on this controller. All right, here we go. All right. It looks like around an error rate around 13 to 14%. So as I've noticed that the controller definitely has like a larger outer area where basically like around here is like basically all the unregistered parts of the joysticks. It's not really bad because it looks like it's even all around, but yeah, it's an error rate of 14-15%. So you have a little bit extra, which isn't a bad thing because it's even, but yeah, it's just something to note. So yeah, without further ado, let's do a let's do an input latency test on this controller. All right, guys, so here we are with X input tester, and as you see, I have the controller right here hooked up via dongle connection to my PC. Without further ado, let's test the input latency of this controller. Okay, so that was really fast. I was not expecting this from 8BITDO, but it looks like the controller has an average of 1.08 millisecond input latency with a polling rate of 918. So basically, with all these outliers right here, I guess this controller is meant to target that polling rate of 1000 with a 1 millisecond input latency, but this is really good numbers for input latency, especially for a dongle connection. Normally 8BITDO input latencies are usually around like 8 milliseconds to 125 polling rate, but the fact that they made like a $30 wireless controller with a 1 millisecond input latency is extremely impressive. All right, 8BITDO. I mean, at this point, it's really no point for me doing a wired test if the wireless is this consistent. This is really good. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the features of this controller. Okay, guys, so real quick, I got the controller connected right here. I want to show you guys real quick how to program the two programmable buttons that are right here, known as L4 and R4. So to program a button, and this is kind of a little complicated, but it's actually very simple. What you want to do is actually hit this button right here. So basically, this is like the programming button, the corresponding button that you want to program, and the one of the R4 or L4 for this simultaneously. So for me, I'm going to use L4, click on this one all together at one time, and as you see, got the button programmed. And yeah, it's really simple as that. You do the same thing with the R4 button, where you can press the corresponding button, just click on it, and there you go. Now the buttons are programmed. If you want to clear the programming for this, all you have to do is hit the programming button plus the corresponding programmable button, click that, and now the button's not programmed to nothing. And as you see, that is how you program the two programmable buttons for this controller. How's it going, guys? This controller also supports turbo mode for the buttons. So turbo mode is really easy to set up. All you gotta do is just hold a corresponding button. For me, it's going to be A. Hit the star key that's located right here, and there you go. You got turbo mode. So turbo mode looks like it's aiming for 20 inputs a second. And I was trying to see if there was a way for me to adjust it, but I don't see a way for me to adjust the speed of the turbo mode. So Yeah, it looks like you're stuck with 20 inputs a second, which I'm not complaining. And if you want to turn it off, all you gotta do is just hold the corresponding button with turbo mode, hit the start key, and there you go. It's back to our normal button. And yeah, that's how you set up turbo mode. Alright, so I've been using this controller for a little bit over a month, and here are my thoughts on this controller. First off, I like to say that I like the fact that 8BITDO made a controller that not only performs better than their flagship Ultimate Series controllers, but is also half the price of their Ultimate flagship controller. The fact that this controller has a 1 millisecond input latency and Hall effect joysticks makes this like a great option as far as a budget-friendly controller. The 2 programmable buttons on this controller is actually really good too. I like the position of them next to the L1 and R1 and left trigger and right trigger, where they're kind of out of the way so you don't have to worry about accidentally pressing them. And you do want to press them, they're like easy to reach. I also like the fact that you can program these 2 programmable buttons very easily, and it's just a great controller overall. The turbo mode of this controller is actually really cool, even though it's kind of limited to like the 20 inputs a second. If you need turbo mode for whatever reason, you can easily just program that and then you can deprogram it. And also like to mention that one of the coolest things about this controller for being a budget friendly controller is that you don't need any software whatsoever to program anything. Everything that I mentioned can be programmed on the fly using a couple little button combinations for this controller. If I had to give this controller a rating from like 1 through 10, seeing that this controller is like around a 30 to 35 USD controller, the fact that it's a wireless input latency of 1 millisecond, this honestly is probably going to be one of those like 10 out of 10 budget friendly controllers that you can get. What makes this controller for me like honestly like a 10 out of 10 is the fact that it has 1 millisecond input latency with a wireless connection. The 2 programmable buttons are in a great position and they're easy to program and to deprogram, so that's a really good thing. And the controller comes with turbo mode, which is like around like a 20 inputs a second. It's honestly like everything you need in a budget friendly wireless controller for gaming PCs. So with that being said, yeah, if you are looking for a budget friendly controller by 8BITDO, I highly recommend the 8BITDO Ultimate 2C Wukong Edition controller, or any of the Ultimate 2C controllers. They all are really great controllers, and yeah, 8BITDO, you did a good job of making a budget-friendly controller that performs better than your flagship Ultimate controller. Good job. Alright guys, so that is it for this controller review. If you found this controller review helpful, you should do me a favor and like this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification bell, so that way you guys will know the next time I upload another controller review, which can be like a mobile controller or a regular PC controller review, or any of the other consoles that just so happens to work with PC as well. But then, so yeah, that's pretty much about it. Have a good one. See you guys next time.